Was that recorded or not recorded?
Now we're recording. Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of Raw Talkin' It, The Return. After our short little break, we'll explain that here in a minute. My name is Andrew, a.k.a. Titus, joined by my good buddy Joe, a.k.a. might be Joe, a.k.a. possibly Joe. This is getting old. I can't do this forever.
AKA the man of many pseudonyms.
Yeah, that's true. Pseudonyms. And we're hopefully going to finish Final Fantasy Maxima today. At least the main story. Maybe not the...
I don't know about that. I can't remember.
There's another dungeon after this one, and it's like the creepy, like,
There's some faking out that happens.
Oh yeah, aka Joe the imposter, the terrible imposter who vents right in front of people.
Hey, we can talk about that when we do an Among Us stream.
Oh my god, we do have to do that sometime.
We're not going to talk about that now.
It's so good. I love it. That game is so much fun. Yeah, I played it for the first time was last week. No, not last week. Week after that. Week before that, where we all played it. Oh my god, I had a blast. That game is so much fun. Holy crap.
I do not know if I could ever play it text only though. I am too spoiled.
Oh god, text only would be so hard. Yeah, this is the last dungeon right here. This is it.
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
It's the last one before the final boss.
Yes and no.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't want to re-spoil things. I'm just saying there's some stuff that's gonna happen. You've made it clear that this is not a story podcast.
That's true. We don't give a
showing you all the cutscenes.
We don't give a fuck. But look at how fucking crazy this game is. Oh, we got some. I remember this game tripped me the fuck out when it did this. I was like,
this section is very cool, and I like it. I love this dungeon. It's like a bismuth crystal for some reason. Like, it's very cool.
It is very cool. I agree.
Like, one of these designers was struggling with creative block, and they were just Googling random shit, and then they were just like, "Ooh, bismuth,
shiny,
that's awesome.
Fancy, let's go."
Yeah, bismuth is cubic crystals that do exactly this. So somebody clearly saw that and was like, "I've got the whole dungeon, I've got it," and just dove right in.
That wasn't so bad.
I got the whole dungeon. This is me. I got this, guys. Oh, that's great. That's fucking fantastic. Anyway, so, yeah, we took a break last week because Joe went on a little mini vacation thing, and then my in-laws decided to show up to get a tour of my house, even though they've seen it before. Don't really know.
Oh, do you also suffer from the problem of your parents never actually wanting to come to you and always demanding that you come to them?
My in-laws come to me all the time.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, it's they were in town to get something from Menards because of the stuff they're doing at the lake house that they have, and casual flex, and then they stopped by because they were in town. So they stopped by for an hour, but they wanted to look at the house and stuff. I'm like, you guys have seen this house a billion times. I don't really understand why you want to look at it again. It's decorated for Halloween. Who cares?
We have one room solidly decorated for Halloween, but that's all we do.
My wife already has all the fall stuff up, all the Halloween stuff up. It's all up.
Well, Halloween stuff, we're a big Halloween household, and I like decorating for holidays anyways. And since my husband is so into it, I was like, you can once my birthday is passed, you have free reign to decorate. You have free reign to decorate for Halloween, and I will help you.
I don't really...
Pick a day and time, and we can do it.
I don't care for Halloween. I think it's overrated.
I am really only excited about it because Jaden gets excited about it. I don't care that much.
I do not care about Halloween at all.
If we had more trick-or-treaters, could get more into it.
We have well, we're not going to have them this year, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah.
Victory!
Yeah.
We on a normal year get 2 or 3 maybe.
See, the first year we moved in, we had a good amount. I can't remember the number. My wife kept track. But then last year we really didn't have that many. But it was also kind of cold and on a Thursday or some shit. And like this year, it's on a Saturday, which is a great day for it. It's supposed to be fairly nice, not rainy and all that stuff from the the Farmer's Almanac forecast or whatever. But it's probably gonna be bullshit. And we can't because of COVID.
Yeah. I'm sure that, yeah, I don't know. There are ways to do it. It's certainly less fun, but if you stood on our front, like right outside our front door, and you looked at our street, you'd be like, "This is a great neighborhood for trick or treating."
Yeah, you think yours would be?
Well, you would think about it. You're like, "There's sidewalks and street lights. This is a great place for it." But then you just go to the end of the street and you realize that for whatever reason, our tiny little dead-end cul-de-sac has a street light and sidewalks, but then none of the rest of the surrounding neighborhood does. So you would never reasonably turn down here.
That's
like if you were in this neighborhood, you would never find your way here because you'd have to walk through a bunch of dark, no sidewalk, street parking only, skinny-ass streets like in the night. Like you would never get back here. And so usually when we did have trick-or-treaters, it was people on our street that were trick-or-treating.
Which is like 2 to 4, whatever.
Yeah, there's a couple households with kids. And
not very many.
They would be the only ones we'd see.
Do we live in the UK? No.
No.
I'd be much happier if I lived in the UK. Well, not really. They're kind of a
you
shithole.
probably would be about the same happy level you are, but you would also have a part of you that is thankful that you're not here.
So maybe partially happier. Who knows?
Yeah. You just wouldn't know how bad it could be.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oof. But
Oof,
doof.
Indeed. But yeah, this year, I don't know. Like, we could do the thing where we just put a bowl of candy outside and just say, like, we'll wave at you through the screen door or whatever.
Right, yeah, but
like could do that. But
then I have to take that bowl inside, or I just get a plastic bowl that I don't give a fuck about, fill it with candy, and then just move on with my life.
Well, you'd have to like monitor it the whole time, yeah.
I don't gotta do shit.
The other problem with trick-or-treaters for us is that we have dogs who bark at the doorbell.
Yup.
And so like
that's our
that
problem
is
as well.
That is a pain every single year.
Yeah, it sucks.
And yeah.
I actually don't know what we're doing for Halloween this year.
I was thinking today about what we'll be doing for the bigger holidays, and I still.
So yeah, like New Year's.
No.
New Year's, what are we doing?
Well, I'm more concerned about Thanksgiving and Christmas in the meantime, like family.
Right. Yeah, I think
whatever decision our friend group makes, I know that we'll all support it. But family, I don't fucking know.
I know what my family is doing, and my family is we're just having a get together of Thanksgiving with like the immediate family, no grandparents, like because we've seen her parents quite a few times, but they've been at a lake house away from everybody.
Yeah,
like that's all they've been doing. And when they go places, they're still wearing a mask, they're still doing that stuff. So like we'll go to their house, or they'll come here, one of the two, and that's all we'll see.
My mother doesn't go out at all and lives alone, and so like she would be fine. But my husband's family's big, and they have big gatherings regularly.
And they've already had a COVID positive case.
Scare. Yeah, that was technically not in the family, but it was somebody at one of these events.
Right.
That made the cake. Who was a family friend.
Yeah. So.
But
no
yeah,
thanks.
like, it's like I don't know, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think. We'll have to tackle it when it comes.
And our friend group, what are we gonna do? Are we getting together? Are we not? It's hard to go out and buy stuff for everybody because of.
It's also hard to forecast what things will be like in a month and a half or 2.5 months.
And my wife is kind of nervous about the stuff. I personally don't have great feelings about COVID and the anxiety that it brings. So like, what the fuck? Yeah. But it is what it is.
I'm still taking a lot of PTO. It just might be a lot of me sitting around the house, which is sort of the same as it's been.
Yeah. Catch up on some games or something. I don't fucking know, man.
I am kind of have been caught up for a while. There's a reason I've been replaying so many things.
There's other things you could play, though. There's plenty of games out there you can play.
Oh, there are always more things I could play.
Well, then don't give me that nonsense.
I'm just saying. Well, there's more things you could be playing. Mister still has my copy of Xenoblade 2,
Look,
and is
let's-
playing how much Smite?
I don't. I played the 5th. Let's move on. So, hey,
Yeah.
there's this game called fuck.
I mean, I have now. I got 120 stars in. I got 3D All Stars, and I got 120 stars in Galaxy and 120 stars in 64.
It's okay, Lon. You don't have to contribute.
So, on that front,
Whatever form a threshold
things are
takes,
great.
We know how they work in general.
Ooh, so-
at least
But I
we'll be
don't
ready.
know if I'm gonna start Sunshine right away. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit.
So speaking of
Noticed,
of
the Golden
leaks,
do have thresholds too.
and games and
Mass Effect?
stuff that we should play, yeah, Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
There was a leak
Right.
that I got rated in South Korea.
Yup. Not even a leak. I think that's just like. I think
Oh.
it's one of those things that you can't really not. Like, if you go looking for it, it has to be public, and so you like have to see it.
Oh, really?
I think that's how it works. I don't know. I haven't. It also doesn't mean anything until it's announced and released. It's not out, you know.
I guess so. Yeah, it's trilogy for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
The subreddit is thirsty. Let me tell you what. 'Cause this is-
November 7th is because of N7 Day, which is like the thing
Oh.
that they wear, right?
So N7, yeah. So I'll give you that story. N7 is like the name of the. Is it the name of the human military?
I like how
That's
you're
the
like, I'll give you
Alliance.
this story, and then you question
Well,
it and
my
ask
husband
me
is
like
behind
I
me.
know.
No, I'm sort of asking out loud, but also my husband. So N7, Mass Effect, the Alliance is the human military. What is N7 specifically?
It is a branch of
It is just a specific branch.
Special Forces.
Okay, sure, Special Forces. Okay. So yeah, N7 is the specific branch of the military that Commander Shepard of the human military that Commander Shepard belongs to. Technically, Commander Shepard also in the first game, right at the beginning, gets inducted to a interplanetary military, which is that's the Spectres. That's a whole different thing. He gets put in to the Spectres, right? And he's like the first human Spectre. No, he's like the second or third human Spectre.
Riveting
believe.
storytelling.
Commander Shepard's is like a.
Officially the first, unofficially the second.
What about Anderson? Was he not one?
Anderson was the.
I feel like this.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like we're getting into spoiler territory here.
No, you're not. This is all intro game 1. This is all lore. You haven't played, so you wouldn't know.
I know who
The
Commander Shepard
Spectres-
is.
Yes, Anderson is like Shepard's boss, kind of, ish.
Kind of as a thing.
There's because he's got a human military boss. He's got a human like government, what's the person who's like a liaison to a different government, representative, ambassador.
Ambassador's probably a good word for that. Yeah.
So he's got a human military boss who Shepard directly reports to. Shepard has a human ambassador in the like interplanetary government that he belongs to, and then the Spectres themselves have their own command structure, which is mostly kind of like a special forces, do whatever the fuck you want. The laws don't apply to you kind of situation.
You're
and
above
but he
the
has-
law.
There's like a council basically that is like the tippy top, and he also directly reports to them.
What about the very
he
tippy
or
bottom?
she? I mean, you do a lot of slumming it with in Mass Effect. You for sure go to some sketchies. You want to talk about the Vorcha? We'll talk about the Vorcha.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So yeah, it's leaked that it's got rated. So I mean, that has to
Yeah.
mean something.
I think it is,
right?
and specifically the N7 day thing is yes, N7 November 7th. Like it became a bit of a, it's like a bit enough of a meme in the community that BioWare is self-aware about those things, and so as like an unofficial holiday, like they have made Mass Effect related announcements on N7 day before. That said,
I quit. These people making jokes. Terrible.
BioWare has also completely whiffed it and like had big Mass Effect announcements and not done them anywhere near N7 Day when they could have. So like, it is absolutely possible that they'll announce it next week and it releases on November 6th or some shit.
That shit would
and
be so
everyone's gonna
funny.
be like, everyone's gonna be like, really, but like,
But I
totally,
mean, games
totally
have a
par for the
release
course.
date. Like they come out on a Tuesday or they come out on a Friday. Like that's how games
Yeah.
release. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
So-
I was aware of when N7 Day is a Saturday this year, so I could see them dropping something. I could see them doing an announcement on a Saturday. I could also see them. I could see them releasing on the 6th and saying Happy N7 Day. Like it's all
yeah,
about branding.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You
That would
you
make
just gotta
sense.
sell it that it's N7 Day and everyone will. It's fine.
It'd be
But yeah.
It'd be kind of funny to be honest with you.
But no, it's supposedly, Mass Effect 1 got the most attention and work done to it. Mass Effect 3, still a pretty new game, still looks pretty good. So, like, they don't really need to remaster 3. Remastering 1, for sure. 2, you could touch it up. 3, don't need it.
I remember when 3 came out. I remember when
I do too.
Andromeda came out.
We were a day one purchase of Andromeda. All said and done, it was a good game. It just had some problems.
It had quite a few more.
Yeah, it had some problems, but like, there are plenty of games I love that have their share of like actual bad problems.
Yeah, that's same, honestly.
Yeah. Like Mario 64. Let me tell you what. Out of 120 stars, I can tell you, not 120 of them were fun to get.
Yeah, that game was a lot more brutal than you remember.
Well, I got them all, so I've done them all now. I only had to use a guide for a couple of the secret ones because it was like one of them, because there's like the secret castle stars or whatever.
Yeah.
One that I missed was Peach. You know, Peach's slide, the very first slide thing you can find. It's up in like the one where you hop through the stained glass.
Yep.
There's a second star if you go back and do it again and get a good enough time, though there's absolutely nothing to tell you that you should go do that. So that was one of the ones I missed. And then another one I missed was, I think it was another situation where it was like, oh, you just have to go back and do this thing again or revisit a place. Oh, right. Do you know the little rabbit you catch in the underground tunnels?
Yeah, I remember him.
If you catch it a second time after you have 50 stars, you get another star. But like, I didn't know that. I thought the rabbit was just always there.
Huh.
I thought the rabbit was just always there, but no. If once you have 50, it like shows back up,
Yeah.
and then you can go catch it again. And I didn't.
As
So
a kid playing that game, I never got 120 stars. My friends got 120 stars. I think when I played, it was me, my brother, and my mom would play that game, and we only got to like 85 stars, I think, something like that.
I am fairly confident I beat the game. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure because I remembered.
I remember fighting Bowser, and he was. I was like, "Oh, you just gotta throw him a bunch like you do the other times," and
Well,
just kept happening. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I know for a fact I played a lot of TikTok Clock because it was one of my favorite levels.
That
And
level's
that's one of the
terrible.
last
You're
ones
out of
you
your
get.
mind.
Not as bad as Rainbow Ride, not as bad as Hazy Maze Cave.
I absolutely agree. Rainbow Ride is fucking awful.
Rainbow Ride was probably had some of the most frustrating moments for me.
Rainbow Ride is terrible.
The worst things for me were the second wing cap level. It's the one that has a bunch of... So there's the one where you just are on a big tower, and there's 8 red coins, and that's it. Just one big tower, you gotta go back to the middle if you want your thing again, and that's the whole level. The second one involves a bunch of platforms, and some of them have cannons, and then there's, like, poles hanging down from some things. That one, also, if you died... If you fell down, it would just take you outside, and it was all the way in, like, the tippy top of the castle. And
You're really
so,
liking
even though it
that
only
word
took
today, huh?
tippy top,
Yes. This is like the third time you've said tippy top. Not that
I
I'm
don't know.
keeping track, but I'm just saying. It's pretty funny.
But yeah, no, that one was really annoying because if you fell, and you would go all the way back outside the castle, and so you would have to walk all the way back to the top of the castle and then go in the level. And I failed it like 5 times, so that was a lot of time eaten up just running around. Hazy Maze Cave was one of the hardest to get 100 coins in. I also did not realize how much I hated Tiny Huge Island. I thought I loved Tiny Huge Island. I had very fond memories of that, but after this playthrough,
I was wrong.
Fuck Tiny Huge Island. God, that level sucked. It was terrible. Tiny Huge Island has so many bullshit ways to just instantly kill you. So many random ass ledges that you can. The worst one is twice in a row. I was trying to do the 100 coin star.
Oh, this is what you told us about in Skype.
Yeah, there's a 100 coin star, and when you go, you use a warp pipe to go between Tiny Island and Huge Island.
Right.
And
I totally remember.
There are big giant Goombas and there are micro Goombas. Anyways, when you pop out of the pipe onto, I think it's called Tiny Island, which is when you are huge. I popped out of a pipe with over 90 coins in the bank, ready. Like, I only needed 2 more. And then a micro Goomba hit me, knocked me on my ass, and then made me fall off the ledge and instantly die with over 90 coins already collected.
And that's what we call a rage moment.
That happened literally twice in a row. I did it, and it happened, and it was frustrating, and then I went back into the level, the exact same thing, in the exact same place, with the exact same amount of coins happened again.
Dude, cut to the Alpha Rad throwing his Switch away.
Yes. Yeah, it was...
That shit would have been through a wall for me.
The only one that maybe came close, like I said, Hazy Maze Cave was also really rough because there's just not a lot of coins in that level. And so getting your 100, you wind up with like over 90, and you're like, I don't know where to find 5 goddamn more coins are, and you just wander around until inevitably you do something stupid and fall off a ledge and die. Like,
nice.
That was my problem. That happened. That star took me over an hour by itself.
Oof. No, thank you.
That was the first one that made me realize that, like, oh, some of these are going to be really annoying. Rainbow Road, 100 coins, took me several tries. That was really obnoxious. And Tiny Huge Island, 100 coins was really bad. And just in general, that level wasn't interesting. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me this time, whereas I remember liking that level a lot as a kid. TikTok clock, honestly, not that bad. I only died stupidly, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, which compared to some of the other levels, that's not bad.
Is this the right way to go? Fuck, I don't remember.
I think you should follow the so the souls of all the damned are in the pipes, right? The souls of all the innocent lives that the bad guy is stealing.
Yeah.
Follow the direct. If you follow that flow, you will always at least.
Okay, here we go. I found
be making forward progress.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, this end of this game gets pretty dark.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching somebody do I'm watching 2 different playthroughs of Xenoblade 2 right now on YouTube, but one of them is a completely blind playthrough, and it's that he literally has no idea, nothing has been spoiled, and so he's getting to around where you left off, where things start taking a pretty sad turn.
Oh yeah.
And he's about to get there, and I'm like, that's gonna be rough.
Ugh. Come a second. All right, we've topped, you guys. This is it. This is the tippy top of this podcast. We can only go down from here. That's just gonna be a fucking thing now. Oh my god.
I will say something I did learn that I've been seeing. I've been seeing some streamers that upload highlights to YouTube from their streams.
Yeah. Highlight reels are usually a big thing.
Well,
it takes a lot of editing.
They will bleep out references to the virus.
Yes, because YouTube will knock
you
them.
can potentially get demonetized. Yes.
Yeah. We don't get
It has
monetized,
been-
so it doesn't matter for me.
It was particularly funny, I noticed, with people that are doing Super Mario Sunshine speedruns.
Interesting.
Corona Mountain.
Oh.
So
Oh, shit.
the one guy I've been watching has been calling it TOS Mountain.
That's fucking great. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Yu-Gi tubers, people who do Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
No, I picked up on that. I rolled my eyes, but I picked up what you were putting down.
Anyway, there's a card in the game called Crush Card Virus. And so that's what they call coronavirus, is they call it the Crush Card. And it's pretty funny. It's like, oh, he said the thing, he said the card, it's funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking...
I did watch that same streamer, though. You mentioned that you maybe wanted to try out Zelda randomizer stuff.
Oh my, I don't know if I want to try it, but it's fun to watch.
I'll send you a link. I saw an absolutely ridiculous... I've now seen 2 recently different streamers upload Wind Waker randomizers. So one was pretty straightforward. It was just every chest item, basically. Every item was randomized to be in a different place, right?
Right.
So, like, random chest in the ocean could have the hook shot in it.
Right,
etc.
yes. Yeah. It's 100% randomized.
Well, but the one I saw the other guy do was not only were all the item locations randomized, but also the loading zones
Predictable.
for dungeons.
Excuse me, what?
So basically, any cave or like you could go to one of the random little islands and fall down a hole and find yourself in the Earth Temple.
Doesn't the Federation worry about sharing a castle with them?
So like finding the temples and finding the dungeons that you need to, like if you're missing.
That sounds
like,
terrible.
So like if you're like, oh, I know the Earth Temple has a bunch of chests in it and I need to find and check them, you would also have to find the Earth Temple, let alone.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That sounds way worse.
That one would be way harder, for sure.
I just recently heard, I was watching actually a randomizer today because they were doing the next part of it. I heard that you can also do one where it connects the worlds together. So, like, you can do one that's Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, and you can go between the 4 of them. I'm like, fuck that shit.
I don't know how that works. I just sent you a link to one. It also has some cosmetic upgrades.
Oh my god, water gun and surfboard. That's so fucking great.
And the water gun is the bow and arrow.
Oh yeah, so strategy is talked about, because strategy is a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan as well. The Crush card, the thing about the Crush card that sucked, for a little bit of knowledge, is it was only available in a tournament pack, so it was very, 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 very limited. At one time, that card was like $2,000, because there's only a couple copies in the world. But it was like meta breaking, because you could do some crazy shit with it, and then your opponent just can't play the game. And so if the top players would always be top players, so much so that they eventually just banned it. It was like, you can't play this because it was fucking stupid. It was a championship pack, not a tourney pack, right? Championship 1 pack, because it's like the same pack that Morphine Jar was in.
I guess we're doing this.
Or not the same pack, but the same type of pack that Morphine Jar was in. And Needleworm. Oh, it was a championship card. Okay, similar to what they do now, where they give you an envelope and you have 2 cards in it. And the envelope closed is worth more than actually taking the cards out. It's a prize card. Okay, prize card, sorry. My bad. Anyway, crazy shit. Co-money, making co-money moves, baby. Oh well. I was going to talk about something, I can't remember what it was, because we got distracted by Yu-Gi-Oh! and randomizers. Oh, so you did get to watch Genshin Impact over the weekend. What do you think of it?
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it at all? You didn't get to look at it at all?
I've seen random GIFs and clips, but no, he was actually playing it in a different room. There was a little side apartment thingy that was also it was part of the same place we were at, but it was like you had to go outside and go in another door, and so I didn't go in there very much, and so I only sort of saw it once or twice, just a little bit.
Damn, unfortunate.
I don't know. It's probably great. It's one of those things that's probably great, but which I probably won't put any effort into.
I would
or,
look into it. It's
like-
very, very fun.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't know. I'm gonna play other stuff.
What are you gonna play?
I
Name a
still
game.
play- I mean, if we're gonna name gotcha games, I still play Fire Emblem Heroes, day
That's-
one player.
That's true. That's true. I'm playing Dragalia Lost again. It's all right.
That's an interesting choice.
It's all right. Yeah.
They did a Fire Emblem crossover.
They
There's
did.
Fire
They did a
Emblem
Monster Hunter
characters.
crossover too.
Oh, neat.
I did not.
Fire
know.
Emblem Heroes still has not had any crossovers, and I doubt they ever will.
I don't think they need to. They have enough characters.
They do, though. They brought in some Tokyo Mirage session.
Oh, that's a crossover.
characters. Because they did there's Fire Emblem Tokyo Mirage, FE
Oh.
Sharp or whatever.
Interesting.
Those and it's like, is it Fire Emblem? No, but like Krog's in
Kinda?
it, Tiki's in it, Tharja's in it, but they're like summonable spirits that people in real world Tokyo summon in faction battles. That game is very weird.
I don't.
And
Fashion
technically-
battles?
It's a turn-based RPG with
Is
the
it-
Fire Emblem IP,
Isn't
but
it
it's
partially
technically
like rhythm based too?
I don't know about that, but I also know it's technically an Atlas game.
Yeah, that
And
I
it
do
is-
know.
It is it is kind of it's if I recall, Persona is technically a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei stuff.
That is correct. Yes.
And this is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, but with the Fire Emblem IP for some reason, which I don't understand.
Okay.
But like there's like a main character, and the main guy that he summons is Chrom, but it's like not normal Chrom, it's like spooky ghost Chrom. And then there's like a Tharja, but she's like a robot. It's very weird.
What?
I'm not kidding. That's actually like that is real. And what's hilarious though is they put 4 of these or 5 of these units into Fire Emblem Heroes, and one of them is a flying Pegasus unit, and she has like a rocket-powered robot Pegasus in Heroes.
Oh my god.
But no, they announced it out of nowhere, and people were like, "Oh, they actually did it!" Like we joked about it, but we never thought they'd actually do it.
And then they did it. They were listening.
But then they did it, and the people like the characters are from real world Tokyo, but also it's not real world because there's like actually magic and shit.
Somebody's a
And-
spy.
But yeah, supposedly the games are quite fun as JRPGs. They are straight up JRPGs.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's go.
I don't know. When they showed the reveal of one, I was like, that looks cool. It's on Switch. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll get it, but it looks
I
cool.
believe they use a lot of the same voice actors from the games, from the Fire Emblem games that had them. Like, obviously, I don't know if, like, Marth has a consistent voice actor now. He obviously didn't have one way back when. But I'm pretty sure that, like, from the newer games, like Tharja from Awakening, like, she's the same person, I think, in all the games.
I'm still surprised we don't have the Persona 5 Strikers. Or
Yeah,
whatever it's
that was so
called,
weird
you
for
know?
them to make Scramble.
Scramble, thank you. I can't ever fucking remember the name. I can't believe they have it made. It's done, and it's been out for like a year and a half now in Japan, and it's just never come to the West for some reason. Seems like a fairly easy game to like localize, right?
Yeah. Though if we want to talk about that style of game, we can talk about Age of Calamity.
I'm okay.
Are you, though?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
It looks so good. I'm so excited for that one.
Really?
So excited.
It just seems like the
They've
same
been
thing.
dropping. No, this is no. If you look at some of the new gameplay, they made this. Hyrule Warriors was like a bunch of Zelda stuff, but it didn't look aesthetically like very many other Zelda games. It didn't feel like any Zelda games. It was sort of a mishmash, non-canon, whatever thing. Age of Calamity looks like it has a very good involved story, and it brings so much Breath of the Wild flair into it that it really looks like it's straight out of Breath of the Wild. Like you cannot tell that they are made by totally different companies on probably a totally different engine. Like you cannot tell. The gameplay itself obviously looks different, but like everything else about it, like there's so much very obvious callbacks and how the game works, and like it's very, very cool. But they did, in one recent video, they did confirm a funny bit of lore. So you know in Breath of the Wild there's that house you can buy?
Yes.
They confirmed that is actually Link's house. As in 100 years ago, Link owned that house already, and so he was buying back his old house.
Oh my god.
He is apparently canonically from Hateno Village.
Oh.
Like that is where Link is from.
Canon.
And
nice.
yeah. But they also have Pura and Robbie as young people. They showed some new Yiga people that look interesting, and they also
What'd you call
might
me?
be Yiga?
There's a joke, you know.
I know.
'cause,
They might legit also be bringing back. Like, there's a character that looks an awful lot like a bad guy from either Link Between Worlds or a different but similar bad guy from Four Swords, I think. / Minish Cap. Like, there's a sorcerer guy, and people are like, "Is that the bad guy from Link Between Worlds?" Because that's wild if it's true. It could just be a generic. They could just be a similar aesthetic, but like, it's very interesting. There's a whole theory that people are thinking is going to be blown wide open by this game.
I totally forgot we have the whole Tama thing to go through.
Yes, I was. Yeah,
God.
you totally forgot that we have to like rewind time.
Oh god damn it! I thought we were gonna finish this game.
I mean, spoilers, but we're gonna get there tonight. Like, Lon's gotta die still.
Yeah, yeah, that's a thing that happens.
Lon has to die, then Tama has to save Lon, and then she dies, and then you relive the entire time, except also you don't actually have to do it, but then you get all the way back to where you were going into this dungeon, and then I do think you skip this dungeon. I think you like go up the chains again,
Yeah.
and then I think it just jumps you to the end of this dungeon,
Ugh.
and it jumps you straight into the final fight, where you do the final fight, but totally for real this time.
I forgot so much about this game. And the
Yeah.
they
They-
really
'cause
they pull a
they
Final
roll-
Fantasy like hardcore.
They roll credits. They give you a shitty, everything sucks, the credits are rolling now. I hope you liked it.
Put the game down, bitch. It's time to go.
Yeah. Not as bad as
Means he's gone from the castle,
Bravely
if nothing
with their
else.
fake outs.
Right.
And I'm not talking Bravely Default. I'm talking Bravely Second. Phew. That was one hell of a fake out.
Oh my god. We need to level up more anyway, so this is fine. Well,
Yeah, you do. You're actually taking damage.
Yeah, for once. But yeah, to talk about Genshin Impact again, even though you didn't see it. So the game's been out
I've seen clips. I saw some glitch of somebody like hopping up an entire mountain that they shouldn't have been able to climb.
Yeah, you should
That
be
was
able to
fun.
do that. That's pretty great. The game's been out for 2 weeks now. Almost, actually,
Is that all?
3
Is
weeks.
that all?
3 weeks now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not very long. And the game cost $100 million to make. Like that information has been released. Cost $100 million to make. It made its money back in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. That's
Doesn't
fucking
surprise me at all.
That's fucking insane for a free-to-play game. But of course, you have gotcha whales, so...
Well,
Let's make
I'm pretty sure that Fire Emblem Heroes has made, like almost $600 million or something absurd.
Right, but how long has it been out? It's been out for quite a few years now, right?
Well, sure. It's been out for 4 years, but like my point is
Yeah, that's
that,
a
like
lot.
the idea that $100 million budget for a gotcha game, that doesn't sound weird to me.
But
I don't know how much Fire Emblem Heroes cost to make.
But
Definitely not 100 million.
weeks?
Definitely not $100 million.
2.5 weeks? That's insanity.
I mean, but this definitely shows that the model works, right? Because like
Right, the model
were-
works. It works
gotcha
really
games
well.
have been around for a little while now, and I think after a while people realized, oh, these can make money.
Yeah.
Like if you make a good enough game that is fun, however it is fun, right? And Puzzles and Dragons, Puzzle and Dragons is a different kind of fun than Fire Emblem Heroes is a different kind of fun from Genshin Impact.
It's not fun
They're all
anymore.
different. Well, that's neither here nor there. But they're all fun in their own ways. But the point is, like, if you make a game that is fun that keeps people playing, you can get people to spend money on it, and you will make bank. You just have to go all in.
It's crazy to me. It's really crazy. I wonder if we'll start seeing. Excuse me. Ooh. I wonder if we're going to start seeing more mobile games that are kind of like gacha games in a sense, because this is really only the first big one to do it like this. I mean, you have loot boxes and stuff for cosmetics.
Did
and
you,
have
did you mean
microtrans-
console game? Because you said mobile game.
I said I meant mobile and console because
Yeah.
it's on PC, mobile, and then PS4.
We've been seeing console free to play games. Well, have we seen free to play?
console
Because
games.
like Overwatch and Apex still required you to spend some money to buy it, or was Apex free?
Apex is 100% free. It had cosmetics,
Right.
and then you also could earn the characters with.
Oh right, you could
currency.
buy the characters outright, or you could play a shit ton and get the last two or whatever.
Yeah. So that's how they did it. So it was free to play. Yeah, it was absolutely free to play. Fortnite
Yeah,
also free to play.
I don't know if this is Fortnite is still huge. I don't
it's absolutely
know.
gigantic.
Huh?
It's gigantic. It's so fucking
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, Fortnite did not go away and will not go away. I don't know if that's going to be true of the entire free-to-play model. Because there's also things like League of Legends, right? That's a free-to-play game where you can spend money.
Yeah, and it's still quite large.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So like the free-to-play, but Genshin has a legit story, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's what surprises me. I don't know if that's going to stick around or if Genshin is a rare case in that specific context. I don't know if we're going to see more fleshed out. But like, I mean, I guess Fire Emblem Heroes has a story that frankly I'm kind of invested in. So
Yeah,
like
this
it's
game
just
has
it's a different kind of
story,
story.
and I
It's a
mean,
It's a different quality of story too. Fire Emblem Heroes story is very like it's I'm invested in it, but it's
no, this one has a really good story and like fleshed out quests and
Oh, Kenny
jokes.
messaged me. He has theories about the story that he wanted to share with me because it referenced games that I have played that you have not, and so he's very curious about some stuff. I gave my input.
What game are we talking about?
Genshin.
Yeah, but what game have you played that I have not?
I may have spoiled this. I can tell you. It's not. He doesn't know. Kenny doesn't know if it's true or not. But he says he's getting certain vibes from it.
Interesting.
It's specific. I'll just tell you. It's not a big deal. Well, I guess spoiler warning if you're watching this
For
and you
Genshin
care
Impact.
about. Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler for Genshin Impact, but for Bravely Default.
Oh, okay.
So if there's anybody,
No, we're
I'll give
good.
people in chat a
That's-
couple of moments.
That's interesting though.
I can tell you what it's a
No,
little
that's
thing.
That's fine. It's just I was wondering
Okay.
like what game could it possibly be? Bravely. Okay, I guess so.
I didn't know if I'd spoiled it to you before. I think I've talked about it. You may not remember.
No, I have my
There was
own
a-
theories as well, and like there's people online who are like going crazy about theories and stuff, and so I don't know. It's a really good game though, and the content that they have for it being free to play is pretty crazy. And then we get our first free big update on November 11th, right before the new systems drop, and so that'll be interesting. Yeah, I agree. Gacha games that don't have a pity system are kind of annoying. Like Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle doesn't have a pity system at all. You can just go the whole time and not roll the new unit, like at all. And that kind of sucks. Fire Emblem Heroes has a pity system.
It does,
Right.
though it's not in the not in the traditional sense. So when I think of pity systems, I think of get to a certain threshold and then something is guaranteed and then it resets. That's how.
Yes, yeah.
That is how Pad worked, I believe. No,
No, Pad has
No,
no
Pad-
guarantee system.
that's Pad and Fire Emblem. I think worked in the same way, which is your rate goes up the more you summon.
Pad doesn't have that at all, that I remember.
I thought Pad had an increasing, like the more you summon, the more likely you.
No,
add.
you can get straight up fucked in Pad. You can spend thousands of dollars in stones and get straight fucked.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can do
Cool.
an exchange where you can. They finally added that you could exchange 5 units or 4 units for 1 if you didn't roll the exact one that you wanted. But there is a 0
Okay.
guarantee that you'll roll a 7-star or a 6-star or whatever.
So Fire Emblem Heroes, in fact, has, and I remember the exchange. I think I quit playing right around when the exchange happened. You're right. Fire Emblem Heroes, they actually show you the percentages. They just straight up say when you summon, here are the odds. Here are the odds you're going to get. Now it's not specific heroes, but it's how they do it is
Does Fire Emblem Heroes have an
It's-
auto feature? To
have
auto
a what?
battle? To like do an
Yes.
auto battle?
Yeah, I use auto battle all the time. If you pay for their subscription pass, the auto battle is expanded and has some. You can auto battle more things. Specifically, it lets you do stuff like back to back. It'll queue up multiple runs of things. But
Really?
I'm not gonna pay for that, but it does have auto battle. What they did add
get
for
rid of
pity,
that.
which is really really cool, is in general any given banner, no matter what. The more you summon, the more the rates of the focus units go up.
Right.
And anytime you get a 5-star, whether it's on or off focus, the rates reset. But whenever they release new heroes, specifically new, that includes seasonals, so alts and fun stuff, but then also anytime they just add regular new units to the game, they've added a system where if you summon X number of times, you can just pick a focus unit.
Okay, so you get a guaranteed. You get a guaranteed.
You get a guaranteed neutral nature. You just get it.
Right,
Like,
okay.
You don't have to pay orbs for it. Like if and it's 40 summons, which is 8 rounds of 5 orbs, which is
20
or
or
8
right? That's
8
20?
rounds of 5 pulls, which is 20. But you don't have to do all 5. Like it tracks them individually.
Right. But
There are
it's-
some mild savings depending on if you pull multiple at once.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Thunder is it has increased odds. So the way
It has-
Genshin works, we know for Genshin that there's a guaranteed 5-star. So 5-star rates are 0.7% to roll any 5-star just straight out the gate. And there's like 3 quote banners. There's a weapon banner, which nobody pays attention to. There's a limited character banner, which only has characters, and then there's a standard banner, which has both 5-star characters and 5-star weapons. So
I know that Jaden pulled for Matt this past weekend, and he got Matt some 5-star.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask him. It was, I don't remember who it was.
Interesting. I didn't hear about it, so I wonder if it's just a.
I think it was a dupe.
Well, that's
It was a good 5-star, but I think it was a dupe.
That sucks. I haven't heard about it, so I don't know. And Kenny didn't mention it either. But so what it is 90 rolls or 9-10 pulls gets you a guaranteed 5-star. And the thing about the limited banner, because they're limited characters, the way the limited works is 90 rolls will get you the 5-star guaranteed. And then it does a 50-50. You can either do the 50-50 is you'll get the limited character or you'll get one of these other 5-star characters that are in the list. If you don't get the limited character, your next 90 rolls will guarantee the limited character no matter what.
Interesting. Yeah, Fire Emblem, like I said, 40 pulls gets you 1 freebie. They also added recently, every year they do the Choose Your Legends, which is the like community poll. They pick the winners and they design units for them. For that banner this year, they made it so that it wasn't just the first 40 pulls, and they made it so you could do it up to 4 times and get a guarantee of each one. Now, that would be an absurd amount of money and orbs. So you would either have to have been saving for a very long time, or you'd have to spend a lot of money.
Right.
I was able to get 2 of those.
Damn.
I had saved a fair amount, and then I earned as many orbs as I could while the event was going. And I maybe spent a little bit of money. I do not remember. But I managed to get my free copies of 2 of them. And then I think I summoned, like, so it was all 3 houses people. It was Dimitri. Like, they just stormed last year's poll because the poll happened not long after 3 houses came out.
Right.
So the units this year were Dimitri, Edelgard, Claude, and then Lysithia, who's another 3 houses person. And I pulled, naturally, I was going for them, but I pulled like 4 Dimitris because I wanted to merge them. And I pulled 1 Edelgard and then I free summoned a Claude and free summoned another Dimitri. But
All right. I'm gonna have to make a taboo thing. I forgot my water, and I need to go get my water.
or you have to do.
So you're gonna have to
Bathroom
vamp.
break.
You're gonna have to vamp for a second because I need to go get my water.
Okay,
I'm thirsty.
do whatever you gotta do. You better make it fast. You only get 1 Dixie cup of water, clearly. And see, this is why we need my camera feed in here.
No trouble at all.
We were talking before we hit record that we need to figure out how to get my face onto this thing too. I am actually sitting exactly like that right now, Kitty. It's actually kind of funny. And of course I look slightly like that guy, that emote, but with less hair. Oh no, I was waiting for Andrew to respond and he didn't. He can't make fun of me. Wow, I'm bad at vamping, aren't I? Wow, we've been going for 1 hour? Whoa! I can't shit talk Titus. I can't do that. I do that enough not on stream. That's not what the stream's for. We can't do that here. We can shit talk how he's not playing Xenoblade like he should. Because like I'll give him crap about that.
Okay.
All day, every day. Xenoblade 1, he chose 2 because it's got more anime titties. But, like, he could be doing Xenoblade 1.
What is going on? Kitty, what the fuck?
I was vamping.
Oh, damn it. Thunder caught my dancing to the Final Fantasy 13 battle music. That's fun. That's fun. That's really fun.
Oh, I missed Thunder's message about weird fact about you. I could have done that. I'll have to save that for the next time.
Do you have a weird fact about me?
I don't know if I have a weird fact about you that I would share in this format.
I mean, who cares at this point? But like, I
don't know. Things are going on YouTube.
Who gives, right? I don't know what the weird facts are. I don't really know. I don't know if it's really worth it. I'm not that interesting of a person. I'm actually kind of a really boring guy. All I do is play video games and talk to you fucking weirdos.
You own a non-zero amount of decorative swords.
Predictable.
Not anymore, I don't.
Oh, did you get rid of them?
I don't know where they went.
Okay. There's a bit to unpack there, but are you saying you lost many swords?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know where they are.
That's concerning.
I moved into my apartment from my grandma's house, and I don't know where they went. I'm assuming my dad has them somewhere because he liked them. He thought they were cool. And I was like,
Yeah, your dad would.
yeah, he would. I do have this cool thing. It's not really a sword. I have this thing that it's a dragon, and it curls up, and it hangs on the wall, and it does this cool thing. And in between the dragon is this like small metal sword, but it's very decorative. It's not like a large to scale decorative sword. It's with the piece on the wall with the dragon.
Unsure if that makes you cooler or less cool, but
I got it as a gift. It was a gift from.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No, I got it from. I got it as a gift from someone in Colorado. So. Anyway. That's fucking funny. That is kind of I guess that's a good. I used to collect swords, yes, back in the day when I was a weird teenager. I was a weird dude, man.
I swear you showed me some
Oh, I had them in college.
when we lived. Okay, let's say that. But I guess you didn't. Yeah. Okay. You didn't live in that house. You don't live. You didn't live where you live now. Straight out of college, there was an apartment for a little bit.
No, I lived with my grandma for a year, saving up money, and then I moved into an apartment, and then now we're in a house. We were in an apartment for 2 years, and now we've been in a house for 2 years.
I can't wait to not be in a tiny duplex.
Dude, you just
We're
start,
very
you just start filling your house with shit you don't need.
Well, I mean, yes, but right now we're filling our place with shit that we don't need, and we don't have places to put it.
And it's small.
I need more
That
space
wasn't so bad.
and better furniture and like an actual dining room table.
Yeah, so you remember that? You remember that purple couch that the girls used to have? Yeah, that the couch finally died. It's dead. It's gone. I have to buy a new couch, but it's kind of hard to buy a new couch in the middle of COVID because I want to go to a show floor and look at them and see the colors and see if it's like comfortable, see how tough it is, you know, because we have dogs and how it holds up and all that stuff. But we're not going to do that until COVID's done.
Yeah. I can recommend the couch we have.
I don't know.
It's nice.
I don't know what I don't know what my wife wants. We were thinking of maybe just buying some like. It's called This End Up. It's the wood stuff we have in our basement. It's very very sturdy, very durable, but it's also very pricey.
Our problem is our upstairs couch is IKEA and very cheap, and so it's just kind of okay. And then our downstairs couch is good, but it wasn't too expensive. It was like nice couch price, like it wasn't unreasonable.
I mean, define nice couch price, because nice couch price can range from like $2,000 to like $7,000.
Right, that's what I was saying. It was, I want to say it was 2. I want to say
like,
it was less than 2.
2 is pretty normal.
I
like,
want to say it was
really-
between 1 and 2.
Yeah, like $1,500 to $2,500 can get you a pretty good couch.
Yeah.
But there are some that are like insanely expensive. You're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, I believe my mother got like a $4,000 couch.
No,
Nice
thank you.
couch, but yeah, not what I need in my life.
Predictable.
Man, why is being an adult so fucking expensive?
I got nothing.
That's terrible, dude. I want to ride the chocobo, please. Thank you. Dee. I forgot how fucking long this dungeon is.
Yeah, you said we were finishing tonight, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I won't hold back.
I forgot. This dungeon is very long.
It's not insane, but like,
It's one of the longest dungeons in the game.
I think it just straight up is the longest. Which is why I was very glad they don't make you do it twice.
Yeah.
Because like thematically, you should be doing it a second time, but they just don't make you. I don't think.
Which is great. Yeah, but what we're listening to right now is actually the Final Fantasy XIII battle music, and it's quite wonderful. That game didn't get enough credit. That game was actually pretty good. People really harped on it for being super linear. My problem was you only controlled the one character, which is
So bad.
it's fine. You get over it. The linearity didn't really kill the game, in my opinion. I think people just wanted to bitch about something.
When it comes to character control, I think that the gaming community at large has a weird attitude about storytelling and like it is fun, especially in a JRPG, to build up a bunch of squad mates and do fun stuff.
Right, yeah.
But I feel like that does limit the amount of storytelling you can do, because you have all these people that are either like, the smaller your cast is, the more intimately you can use those characters. And I think, frankly, what Paper Mario and the Origami King taught me was that it is okay for a character to be in the story and then their part ends and they're not in the story anymore. And
That's
they can
interesting.
have their lasting impact, and I don't have to, like, because you talk about Thousand Year Door and you build a rapport with your favorite characters or whatever.
Right,
But
but
at
the
the end of the day,
characters
the characters you don't use just don't contribute anything to the story.
Correct. They just get shoved to the wayside. They don't care anymore.
Right.
Get them out of
Right.
here.
Which is why this time when I played it recently, I tried to use Coops, who is somebody who I usually ignored in past. Oh, nice. You filled out a thing.
No.
I used
Stop.
Coops, and lo and behold, I really like Coops. When I actually gave him the time in the spotlight to be in the story, I actually quite like Coops' character.
Right,
But
yeah.
yeah, all the other characters you just don't see. Whereas Origami King has squad mates, kind of, but they're only around for their part of the story. You finish their part of the story, and one way or another, they're not involved anymore. They all like are not part of the story anymore for different reasons, right? They all leave Mario for one reason or another, but I think that lends to way better storytelling, and I think you can do more interesting things that way.
Not to
Because
toot Persona's horn any more than I already do,
No.
but I think Persona 5 does it really well, where like they even address this, where they say, okay, here's your main team, right? Your three or your four main characters, and they say, but the other team comes with you, but they're gonna trail behind you because they're backup. And then when you go to a
Well, and they
safe
make a
room, they
point-
all show up, and it's like, yeah,
they make a point that every cutscene just has them all,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Like it doesn't. It's
Right.
not just your characters that you have with
Yes.
you. No, everybody is there because of this reason.
Right. Whereas I think games that do it poorly, one example would be the Fire Emblem games. You typically have like 4 people who are not allowed to die, but because everybody can die and a bunch of people are optional,
No
they
one's
just
in a
can't
cutscene.
contribute. Right. They can't contribute to the story because they will die, and or they could not be there. So you have these awkward moments where you really get to know, for example, in Awakening, Chrom and Lissa and Robin and Lucina, but like everybody else can die or not be recruited, and so you'll have these awkward moments where it's supposed to be the heartfelt moment, and then you just get like a montage of like each character one after the other saying one sentence because you recruited everybody, and that's not interesting. It's not deep storytelling. Three Houses made a marked improvement. You can recruit everybody, but your class of like 8 or 9 people or whatever is your core group. And so while they can still die and stuff, they make a point that the cutscenes feature your entire class, and most people don't let most of their characters die, you know?
Right.
And
yeah.
so I think if people die, there would be certain bits of dialogue that are ultimately trivial and they get cut. But they obviously can't have cutscenes with 50 recruitable characters, many of which you may or may not have. So they do cutscenes with your like 8 or 9, and they make sure that you get to know those characters really well. And I think that's a really good way of doing it.
I thought it was supposed
but-
to follow the flow, but I'm kind of stuck.
And then there's games like Mass Effect, which, like, you can just not do any of the dialogue stuff, but, like, you probably are going to do a lot of it. And so you get to know the characters through all the dialogue stuff, which you can avoid, but Mass Effect games are pretty empty if you don't do that, you know? I don't know where you're supposed to be going.
I don't either.
I think you need to backtrack a little bit.
Well, this
Probably
is where the flow of the souls is.
I know, but I think you're just at a dead end with the treasure chest and you just missed a turn somewhere.
Probably so.
You just got to a T. But yeah. Anyways, as far as recruitable party people goes, I think less is more. And I think that
How many people does Final Fantasy 13 have? You have
like 6, right? 6 or 7?
Snow, Fang, Hope, Vanille, Lightning, Saz.
Sarah?
No, Sarah's the sister. You don't get her until 10-2. Or until
Okay.
13-2.
Okay.
Yeah, 6? 6?
Yeah.
Oh, Lightning, right? Did I say Lightning?
I think you did, but yeah.
Hope, Snow, Saz, Vanille, Fang, Lightning. Yep, 6.
And then you have stuff like Last of Us and Last of Us 2, where different people join you for different parts of the story,
And then they just fuck right off.
or they get fucking killed.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Last of Us, that's very true.
But like, yeah, they will join you for a mission, and you'll have special dialogue, and you'll have all these intimate scenes and stuff with them.
And then they die.
Well, and then they're gone. Like, and you get to do
Spoilers
more
for The Last
interesting.
of Us if you haven't played The Last of Us. We're not
People
telling
die.
you who's dying, but that game's
And-
good.
Last of Us 2, I watched Jaden play the whole thing. Fucking intense. Have you done that one? Oh man, you should. But like,
I don't know if I want to. The first one was hard enough.
it is a good story, but, and I was talking about this with some friends at some point.
It's supposed
You
to
know
make
how
you feel
there are plenty
uncomfortable.
there are like dark and or sad movies where like good guys don't necessarily win or whatever.
Right.
But I think what Last of Us, just keep going that way, Andrew.
No, I think that way's the wrong way.
Okay. But what Last of Us Part 2, I think, did was, like, there are movies and there are books and there are plays and there are songs that are just sad. They just are sad and they are just unhappy. And it's not just a, like, oh, well, the bad guy didn't win, so it's dark. But, like, there are lessons and morals that are basically in contradiction to what your characters do. And sometimes that's not even true. Sometimes your characters are doing the right thing and it doesn't matter. But like, Last of Us Part 2, I think was for a lot of gamers an actual introduction to the idea of a story where things not only don't go well, but like you can't make them go better, and things just are bad.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's very much like a helpless
Like-
scenario where you have no control over it. Like, you're doing all this
Well-
stuff, but bad stuff just still happens.
Last of Us 2 is kind of the opposite, where it's mostly about you have control, but you do the bad things anyways.
Oh, nice.
I won't get into it more than that, but Last of Us 2 is very much it's very much I understand why this person is making this decision, but from the outside it is clearly the wrong decision. But in that person's shoes, you know why they're doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And Last of Us 2 also explicitly explores the idea that not everybody has the whole story, and what you think you know about somebody, you don't necessarily know. And it's very good, but I think it's a lot of gamers' first experience with a story where they're like, but they would never have done this, and you're like, oh, you don't understand how bad things affect good people.
Oh yeah.
People do dumb, bad, wrong shit
all the time.
because of the circumstances they're in, and like cycles of abuse and that sort of thing. Like,
Right, yeah.
abuse breeds abuse. Bad decisions breed more bad decisions, and I think a lot of people were not ready for that, and were not prepared for a game. And I think what makes Last of Us 2 so interesting is that not only is it that kind of story, which in and of itself is an interesting story, but games are different because you are in direct control. Now, very often you are moving through a scripted thing, and ultimately you can only do the good thing. Like, you can say the sarcastic, haha, no, I don't want to take a Pokemon on an adventure, but then they're like, oh, silly, you're still tired. And then you just have to say yes eventually. This game is sort of the opposite, where it eventually forces you to the player to basically make decisions which you probably would not make. And yeah, it's fucked up. But I will say, it's very, very good. The gameplay looked tight. The storytelling incredible. I think they did a really signaling, but I think they handled diversity and stuff very well in that game. They directly addressed some of that stuff, and a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't want those politics in their games or whatever.
Yeah,
but
whatever. I mean, games are supposed to tell a story, though, and if that's
they
what
are supposed to tell a story.
If that's the story they want to tell, then that's the story that they're going to tell. Fuck off somewhere.
Exactly.
Just fuck off.
That's exactly what it is. Like, people were not probably ready for. So, Last of Us 2 features 2 main storylines, and one of those storylines involves Ellie, who is a lesbian.
Yes.
And the other story, the main character is not presumably any LGBT whatever, but there is the second person story revolves around a young trans boy, and that is a major driving factor of the events in the other storyline.
Oh, so people oh, no wonder Kenny was so upset at the show.
Yeah. Well, the main thing that supposedly they were complaining about was some stuff that went down with Joel, which I won't get into more than that. There were some people that believed that in a specific instance that Joel would not have acted the way that he did.
Right. Okay.
I don't buy it. I watched that part of the story. It seemed very reasonable to me, especially for... Basically, they're like, Joel would never do this because he's like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, but this took place several years later, and Joel was clearly affected by the events of the first game and grew and changed as a person.
Oh, yeah. The first game fucks Joel hard.
Yeah. And spoilers, Last of Us 2 directly addresses the events of the first game.
Okay.
I won't say more than that.
That's good to know, though.
It doesn't come up right away. They actually don't dive into that head first, but it comes up.
It forces him to deal with what happened.
This place is the best.
Yes.
Okay.
The events of the first game are explicitly relevant to the entire story. You just don't know how right away. A lot of the second game is explicitly driven by the events of the first game, but they do not tell you how those connections are made right away.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I highly recommend it, but be prepared for a downer and prepared for a game making you do stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's the biggest, single most interesting thing about it as an experience, is that you are going to do things that you don't want to do. Because I think there are plenty of games where they make you realize that you regret a decision after the fact.
Right.
Like oh no, my character did this. I never should have done that. If only I had known X, Y, and Z, I never would have done that. But the whole point was that you didn't know. Whereas this game makes you do things in the moment that you know you shouldn't, that you know are bad and wrong and that you shouldn't do, and are often gruesome.
That could fuck somebody up, though. Holy shit.
No. Oh, for sure, Last of Us 2, probably legit. There are some people with some specific traumas that should not play that game.
Oof.
And
that's a big boy right there.
There are some, yeah.
It's fucked up.
Here's one example. You know how in Last of Us, and this is true in 1, you not only do you kill a bunch of the clickers and whatever's,
bloaters and all that stuff,
but you also kill people.
Yeah, there's like treasure hunters and hoarders and rabbit bandits and whatever have you.
There's also the bad guys.
Yeah, there's plenty of bad guys.
This game, they expanded the amount of strategizing and dialogue and crosstalk between those bad guys have. Right? So they are a little bit more clever, and they will state their intentions, and they will not just look for cover, but you go there, I'm going here, and then the characters will do that.
Oh damn.
But they also all have names. Every person, as far as I can tell,
Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to run. Fuck me.
as far as I can tell, every single person has the name. Every bad guy that's like alive, and the characters will shout each other's names and be like, "Benny, no!" after you just blew Benny's face off or
Oh,
whatever.
God, that's terrible.
All of the attack dogs.
Oh, nope, I'm out. I'm out.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
out. I'm not playing that game ever. That's
It
just not a thing that'll
is-
happen.
It's rough.
It's not a thing that I will play.
But it's very good.
It will not
But-
be a game that I will ever touch.
Yeah. If you commit to that, I will tell you more off stream. But yeah, it's worse than that too. I'm leaving some stuff out.
Nope. Not doing it. That ain't happening.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's very good. And the story is very good.
Predictable.
They know how to tell a
it
good
doesn't
story.
sh-
It's made by Naughty Dog,
It
right?
does. Yep.
Yeah.
And they don't shy away from the nitty-gritty of the like problems.
They do great work.
Yeah.
They are, yeah, their storytelling is just really, really good.
I don't think there's going to be a Last of Us Part 3. Even though they left a lot of things open, I don't think they'll do it.
I mean, it prints
They
money,
might-
so why not?
They could do some. I don't think it'll involve. I don't think Ellie will be involved again, or Joel. Like I don't think that any of the main cast. I think they will do stuff in
They
the
could do
universe.
some, like, spin-off stuff.
They could do it something that takes place in the same universe but is totally different characters.
Yeah, that'd
Absolutely.
be fine.
Because yeah, that would be very reasonable. They could do some interesting games and storytelling. But yeah, I don't think that they will bring back any of the cast from the first two games again.
Ugh, that game is such a downer.
Yeah. That said, there are some really great sequences in Last of Us 2, there are lots of flashbacks to happier times, and those flashbacks are really charming and fun. They do a really good job with that. And I don't even mean flashbacks to like before the stuff. I just mean flashbacks to like more peaceful time during
Before
the
hell broke
apocalypse or
loose.
whatever. No, like still infected people, but like, but just like, calm moments between characters.
Gotcha, okay.
They do an excellent job with that.
It's good to know.
One of those scenes in particular is
wasn't
just
so
a
bad.
treat. It's just like 30 minutes, and it's just a treat to watch. But
So we talk about something more fun and less depressing. How much fucking fun Steve in Minecraft is to play in Smash Brothers.
oh my god, I'm so bad.
He's
So
so
bad.
much fun to play. Oh my
I need to get better
God.
at making blocks.
Yes, me too. I have that.
That's the thing that I need to get better at.
I have that problem
to
as
be
well.
good with him.
Because you can do some crazy ass setups that I've seen.
I like the side B a lot. That's my
Side B is
go-to.
very good.
It's fun and it's easy and you can just throw it out there and I love it. Down air is the other one that I just
Down air
I
is
use that move a lot.
incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm.
That iron move is kind of nutty on how much it can do, and how easily it can break a shield. Like
Mm-hmm.
2 hits, if they shield down air twice, the shield breaks. Which is great, like, because that move uses a certain amount of resources, so it should be a really good move. So, I really like how he plays. I think he's very fun. I think he has some really cool shit. I've seen some people they set up a bunch of blocks on the stage itself, and then they go off to the side, and then they minecart jump out, and it catches the opponent, and it stops on the block, but they're still stuck in the minecart, so you can go over and do a side smash. Like his technical ceiling is going to be a lot higher than I think people are going to give him credit for.
Yeah, I don't know how much he will affect top tier play.
I think he's going to be a really strong character.
I think so too. I do think, though, that compared to what the video that Sakurai presented, I do think that they made blocks last less time.
Off-stage, blocks don't last as long, but on-stage, they last a decent amount of time.
Well, blocks connected to other blocks last a lot longer. If you just, like, land in the air and build a block, you can do that, but it doesn't, especially dirt, barely lasts at all.
Right, yeah.
But the trick there is you immediately have to start building more, and once you get a chain of them connected, they'll last a lot longer.
Yeah. Because I've seen some people do some stuff, like, where the blocks will last a lot longer than I thought they would. Because I tried it, I'm like, man, Joe's right, these blocks don't fucking last at all. And then I see other people and they're like, oh my god, that block lasted forever and a day. What the hell?
It's like in game, like with trees, blocks that are connected to other blocks. They don't degrade as quickly.
It's pretty great.
And so you have to build a bunch in sequence real fast.
So I actually think he'll be a pretty high tier character. His recovery is booty. Like really big booty. And it's very hard to control. But most of the time...
Oh, his up B, if you're just going straight up, it's great. But if you're doing anything other than that, it's very difficult.
Even its straight up range is kind of not the best. There are a lot of characters that have a lot better, like, straight up range, you know?
It's probably one of the lower tier, just straight up moves, but compared to things like, there are a bunch of up Bs that aren't that at all, like Ness, Yoshi, Jigglypuff, like...
Ness's up B is really good, though.
Yeah, but, like, it requires skill to use, and then there are up Bs that are, like, you know, then there are things like Kirby and Cloud, where it's up and then down. Chrom, Ike, Roy. No. Roy has Marths. I would say that I'd put Steve's up B above, like, Marth's from strictly in terms of recovery.
No, Marth is insane. You're out of your mind. Like, Marth and Lucina, their recovery is one of the best recoveries in the entire game, hands down.
I don't know about that.
Hands down, they are one of the best recoveries.
I mean, I guess it is up a fair ways.
It's not only up, it's also sideways. It also has a big hitbox. I mean, he swings his whole fucking sword.
Well,
I mean...
I am saying explicitly from a stance of recovery only. Not paying attention to damage, not paying attention to anything like that.
But I mean, even with recovery only, like, you have to take into account the fact that they will block people who try to come and get them out on the ledge because you can hit that. You can hit that sword.
But in my head, top tier up Bs in terms of recovery are going to be like Snake and K. Rool.
Snakes is very good.
That is, as they say, the tippy top.
Snake, yes. we're just bringing it all the way around. Snakes is really good. I will give you that. K. Rool's is all right. Yeah.
And obviously Kirby and Jigglypuff have great recovery generally, but it's just not their up B.
K. Rool's would be better if you could do the same kind of thing that you could do out of Snakes, where he can, like, drop out of it and do an attack out of it, which makes it really, really good. But you can't, sadly, and that sucks. But he's still not
Rob.
bad. Rob's is really good. Yeah. Rob's
Villager, Isabelle.
They suffer.
They can attack out of theirs too.
They suffer from the same kind of problem though, where. Well, I guess it's a different problem. Theirs is kind of slow, and you have to mash the button and all that stuff. It's a little weird, but in, like, terms, if you want to say, like, terms of pure recovery, it's pretty good. You can get back from almost fucking anywhere on the stage.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you strictly account for recovery,
Joker's is also very good. Joker has an insane recovery, both in Arsene
Byleth as well,
and Byleth as well.
Yeah. So Steve, I think, not the worst, but I'd say bottom half. His up B, it is good if you are just right next to the wall and you're just going straight up. If you're not in that situation, it is okay. It's again, it's better than like Yoshi up B, but like that's not why you're using up B.
Yoshi doesn't have an up B that's worth anything.
Right, the egg throw. Like it gives you a little bit of height. You can grab a ledge with a little bit of oomph. Apparently, Ice Climber's up B got buffed, and I'm very curious about that. Ice Climber got big buffs.
Yeah, Ice Climber got some good buffs.
Yeah, and they needed it.
Bowser Jr. got some good buffs. That was the other one.
Oh yeah. Finally, finally.
Also really, really needed it because Jesus Christ.
Lucario did as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody. Those were all the ones that people were joking about never getting updates. So I don't know who's left.
The thing that fucking baffles me is why the fuck did they buff Ness? What were they thinking? Holy shit. People already hate that character. I, for one, love the character. The character's amazing. But they're like, you know what? You know what needs to be better? His neutral B. So now it's actually viable to use. It's not garbage. Oh, and up tilt that's insanely fast. It also needs to be better and do a little bit more damage. Thanks, I guess.
The thing that most surprised me was
and down
they
air.
buff his dash attack.
Yeah, they best his dash attack launches farther. It already launched in a ton amount. You can kill with that move.
That is the one that surprised me the most. I was like, his dash attack was already very good.
Yeah, his dash attack is insane. like, I don't understand why they did that, but it is.
Like, I read through all the Bowser Jr. and Lucario buffs, and I'm like, yeah, they're buffing the weakest part of his kit. Their kits. Like, this is great. But Ness, I was like, okay, sure, they buffed the neutral B. Like, that's fine.
Yeah,
neutral B wasn't useful.
It was not useful. It was only useful in a very few situations.
Doubles,
no, it's useful. Okay, so if you're being edge guarded and you grab the edge, you can like do a quick drop down, hit neutral B, and it will float to the edge and stop the edge guard.
I just realized they didn't buff Lucas.
Lucas is pretty decent.
His damage numbers must just be very different.
His damage is insane. He has really good spikes, and he does all this stuff. Like, he's a really good character.
I would have expected his neutral B to also get buffed, but they didn't do that. And they're effectively the same move. Like, his freezes or whatever, but aren't the speeds of them the same?
Of the up B?
Or they were? Of B, neutral B.
No. Freeze is way faster.
It does move faster?
PK Freeze is way faster. Now they're the same. Now they're the
Okay.
same. PK Freeze was a lot quicker than PK Burst. PK Burst was just kind of dumb.
Also, can we talk about how insane the AI is with Steve?
I haven't played an AI, and
Oh
a
my
bunch of people,
God.
a bunch of people keep saying that the AI is just absolutely nutty, and so I want to try it.
I get trashed, and AlphaRad tweeted out, he's like, I've learned more from level 9 CPU Steve than I have from any video that I've watched.
Yeah, in a Twitter clip, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Well, I did. If you do the Steve classic mode, like 3 or 4 of the stages have you fighting other Steve stuff. It's like lots of zombies and Endermen.
Yeah.
The Enderman stage will fuck you up. Those things, they know how to use the spike. They know how to build blocks. They know how to do everything. Like, it is nuts.
Really?
Yeah, you should fight a level 9 Steve. Honestly, first try, you probably lose.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy shit! All right.
Probably.
That's.
I mean, I'm personally at the level where level 9 CPUs still beat me sometimes.
Yeah, I'm at a level where
because they can do dumb shit like crazy good parries and stuff like that.
I'm at a level where level 9 CPUs will not beat me. If I'm on my main characters that I play, they won't do it. If I'm playing someone I'm trying to learn, and I get a level 9 character, 50-50.
Yeah.
Maybe actually, if I'm being like less braggy or whatever, it's probably they beat me like 35-65. I'll win, every third, maybe a little bit more of the games if I'm trying to learn somebody. If it's a character I don't know, they'll beat me almost every time.
Assuming you've played Steve for a couple of hours, I don't know. Here's what I suggest: do classic mode for Steve, and set the difficulty to 5, the maximum it can be. And then just
And
see
then
how it
get
goes.
fucked, kid.
Admittedly, a lot of the Steve matches are stamina, which is hard.
Yeah, I don't really care for
But-
stamina matches too much.
Well, I like them thematically; they're fun, but a lot of the Minecraft ones are stamina. In the classic mode, but just do Steve classic mode, crank it up to 5, and then use tickets or whatever to make sure that if you do lose, you don't lose the difficulty or whatever. His classic mode is also very good thematically.
Yeah, I watched Alpha Red's video about it, and it seems very, very, very good.
It's the Journey to the Far Lands, which is a great reference, and it has you fight basically all the different Minecraft enemies. There's a level with 3 white links that use their bows a ton
Interesting.
because they're skeletons.
Interesting. Oh, yeah. I saw that. The links, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I was trying to remember. I was like, I don't remember that Alpha Red thing. But then you get to fight
Well, I don't
Ender
know if
Dragon.
you did. Sadly, it's not Rathalos. It felt like it should have been Rathalos, and
No.
instead, the Ender Dragon is just a big Ridley.
Yeah. It's a big Ridley that's kind of purplish, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Ender Dragon is.
That was a damn shame.
It's cool though. It still works.
Rathalos would have been better.
I agreed. Like a purple Rathalos would have been really cool.
Yeah, but yeah.
But anyway, he's
Oh.
great. Steve is so much fun. Or a
Apparent-
black
Poke-
Rathalos.
Pokemon DLC comes out next week.
Oh yeah, that's also a thing that's happening.
I mean, the first one was fun. I already own it, so I'll be playing the second one. You have to buy them both, so I'll definitely be doing it at some point. I'd like to finish my Pokedex for both of them, but that'll have to be a whole project.
Damn it, I can't use this guy. But I need a.
You're trying to.
Are
Are you trying to use Oh, you're doing the stack.
I don't have 25 extra. Fucking
Nice.
dang! And I used my last Seraphone.
Wait, hold on. Oh, but I mean, I guess you would have tried everything. I trust you to do
I
that puzzle.
I just looked through it all and I don't have one, and now I don't remember where the fuck the back was. And I really
Well,
am starting
aren't there
to
a
hate
bunch
this
of
dungeon.
crystals that let you go one crystal to the other all the way back to the beginning?
Yeah, there
I
is,
won't hold back.
but I have to find out where it was, and I think it's actually quite a ways back.
Yeah. I don't blame. I mean, who cares?
I don't remember what it gets you. I think it gets you those 3 chests that are down there. If that's the case, then I really don't care.
Yeah,
But if it's part of the,
you're not
some of those
100%ing
switches-
this anyways.
Yeah, nobody cares. Let's cure. I really just don't like this dungeon. This really, out of everything, this dungeon kind of brought the score down for me in the game because of just
I
how
like it, but it's too long.
it was really cool at first, and then eventually it went too much of a good thing, and you're like, God, this just needs to stop.
Yeah.
Because it really.
That's why I like.
Really.
And
is
one other
strict.
reason I think you'd like Bravely. I assume that Bravely 2 will do this. Bravely lets you just turn off enemy encounters whenever you want.
Yeah, they've started.
It lets you turn them up if you're gonna grind, and it lets you turn them down. And it gives you a message. It says if you turn it down, you're gonna be under leveled for every fight.
Yeah.
So this isn't a good idea to just play the game this way.
We got into this conversation before, but Kenny has mentioned some stuff like that in other games, where remake of old, not remake, but port up of Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX on PS4 allow you to do a god mode or do a thing where you can turn off encounters, you can turn up your speed, you can turn encounters up or down and do other stuff. I'm like, that sounds wonderful. That sounds great.
It's well, because here's the deal. Most people are gonna play the game on the default settings.
Yeah.
most people are probably not going to mess with that, or they're going to mess with it very little. But most people also have that moment where, oh crap, I forgot this, and I need to go all the way back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Oh, I can't even tell you how many
And,
times
like,
I've done that.
And that shit's just not fun. It's never fun. And so the idea of just being like, I forgot this thing, I'm just going to turn off encounters because I need to go get this chest or whatever. Ooh, great.
Good job.
And then when I want to grind, which also happens sometimes, it lets you turn it up so that you get encounters more often. Like I know when I want to fight baddies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't mind if there was a game that had a system where, like, I don't know, there were restrictions on when you could and could not do it. Like, that's fine if they did it cleverly, but yeah, sometimes I'm in a dungeon and I just don't want to deal with whatever. Like, I just want to, like, I'm going to run from every fight anyways, and if I'm going to run from every fight, just don't make me fight things.
There's certain games that once you got to a certain level, and it's usually the ones that are like the enemies are in the overworld and all that stuff and all that shit. If you got to a certain level threshold above their level, if you struck them in the overworld, they just instantly died, and you get the experience and the drops, and you don't
Paper
even
Mario
have to do a fight.
Paper Mario did that in Origami King, and I think Color Splash too. Like, A Thousand Year Door actually had it, but it was a badge.
Like
But,
Dragon
like,
Quest XI does it, and it's fantastic.
Origami King just says after a certain amount of time, if you are, and it doesn't quantify this for you, so you don't actually know, but just like it says, if you are much stronger than an enemy, and you get the first strike on them in the field, they just die. Like, if they jump out at you and surprise you, you still have to do the fight. But if you get the jump on them, you just don't have to fight. Don't worry about it.
That's wonderful.
I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, it is nice when that
That wasn't
happens.
so bad.
Oh, that's funny. God, this fucking, I think we're close to the end of this dungeon. Good lord. Yeah, I think P5 did have something with it, right?
I do not remember.
No, wait, no, it didn't. You're just talking about an all-out attack. Like, you can get up behind them and you rip their mask off, and then you get a preemptive strike, and then once you get them all down with a certain ability, so like you had to hit their weakness or whatever, they get all down, and then you can all-out attack and it kills them, so you don't have to finish the fight. Sometimes that helped in like mid-range fights, where you would like you weren't like strong enough to just like rip through them, but if you all attacked them, they die, and so it's like, oh, that's fast leveling, that's great. But in terms of like turning off or like instantly killing mobs in Persona, there is none. At least in Persona 5.
Origami King does it where, yeah, if you're just, eventually you just will find that if you jump on a Goomba, they just die. And that's just how the game works. And then, like, so Bravely lets you turn encounters off or turn them up. You can either go up to double or down to 0%. And
yeah, I was playing Final Fantasy IX for a little while, where it's like you could do all this, turn up the counter rates, and you can turn up your speed and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna do that because that's just fucking great.
And then there's stuff like Xenoblade 1 and 2, both the main two games, where level is just such an... They actually use level to do some damage calcs and stuff, where at a certain point, first and foremost, if you're a high enough level above enemies, certain enemies will just never aggro to you in the overworld, so you can just walk right by them. And
That's
the
nice.
few things that do... Like, yeah, in late game, it'll be funny. You'll be walking around an area full of enemies, and just none of them will pay attention to you.
Because you're too high level.
Yeah, they just don't bother. They just don't aggro to you anymore.
They're like, that guy's huge. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and every now and then there are enemies that are hard-coded, but like if you are high enough level, you will just trash them in 3 auto attacks anyways. And because Xenoblade has seamless combat, and you don't have to load into a battle, It's just like it takes 5 seconds and then you're done anyways.
That's great. That's just great. I love it. Oh my god. I was very wrong when I said we finished this fucking dungeon. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to call you out on it, but you were very, very
I was
wrong.
very wrong. You should have told me I was being a little silly of Billy, because goddamn. This is ridiculous. I'm dying here. Oh my
We're gonna get to the Brandolus fight soon. I think it's only like one more screen away.
I don't have the energy for this anymore.
And then we'll get the credit roll, and then after the credit roll, we'll turn off stream, and we'll hit the stop, and we won't record, and then we'll talk about more...
But my team is playing Smite right now, and I want to play Smite.
Oh god, no, if you're gonna just do that, then we should just keep playing.
Gotta play with my team. They need me. They don't. They don't. Kidding. No, they don't. Oh, the PS5 interface got shown today. That's pretty cool.
I only watched a couple clips. I was distracted by enough other things today that I did not indulge too much in chat or other videos. And
Very
things.
cool. I really like it.
It looks good, and honestly, I'm also a little curious about Sackboy, or Little Big Planet.
You never played Little Big Planet?
No, I never owned a PlayStation.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You guys have a PS.
I think
You have a PS3. I have a couple of Little Big Planets.
By the way, you can use that if you want to try and go back and do that little doodad.
really just
That
don't
save
give a
point
shit.
is where you can check.
I just don't give a shit. I just don't want to go back. Jesus Christ. This is the fight, right?
I mean, I think you're almost there.
I think so. What is this? Trying to recover from below the stage? Yeah, I'm telling you. Steve's main issue is absolutely recovering from below the stage.
I think that once people figure out how to use blocks right, that issue will be less of a big deal.
I disagree, because the block that you can place, like the block that you can place a block, is so small that
Yeah, you have to get back close to the stage.
and so it's rough. I don't care for it in terms of like how low that like threshold is, but because that really limits his recovery up. But he has to have a weakness because he has everything else that's really strong. I have
Yeah,
noticed that like if you do miss one of his moves, like if you miss his up smash, you're insanely vulnerable. If you miss
Yeah,
his...
they mentioned how vulnerable it was. I did not realize in the video. Once you do the up smash, you are locked into that
Yeah,
animation.
you are locked. You cannot do anything else. And also your down tilt. If you miss your down tilt, you're in that animation for a decent amount of time. So he has some things that people can exploit once they get used to him. But when he does hit you with those moves, they're very strong. Same thing with like his back air is insanely strong. It's just,
Oh
it's
yeah,
just really
That's
good.
what I was. That's what I was saying. That the AI knows how to use Steve's aerials.
All right, we got this fight to do, right?
Yeah. Also, I forgot all the things that Alan has to do.
Fast speed. Isn't the plumed knight their mother? Spoilers.
I don't remember if she is. I know her mom and dad are relevant, but I thought they were just both dead.
Well, I think their mom's dead.
I think she actually is dead.
No, I
Maybe they
think
kill
it's
her
the-
first.
I thought it's the plumed knight. Right?
I don't remember.
I don't fucking remember either. Oh well. Spoilers! Not like we cared about the story of this game anyway. We skip everything.
That's why we need to do when we do Dragon Warrior Monsters next, there's like no story.
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
the entire game is a tournament arc in which
It's-
you eventually win and get your sister back. The end.
We're
the
done.
only- The only twist is that your sister was also doing the same thing the entire time and is your final opponent.
which is fucking hilarious.
Which is actually great. It's actually a really great little twist at the end.
That's great. There's a couple of those games we could actually play a few of them because they're very fun.
I only ever played the main Dragon Warrior Monsters,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna leave it that way because I
Don't
don't
wanna
think I
s-
want to taint.
don't
I don't
wanna
want to
spoil
taint
it.
any of my memories.
Yeah. Understandable. It's very good. Oh, I'm slowed because of that frost move. I forgot about that. Come on! Die, fool! Oh my god, he's not dead. So it's like Dragon Ball with Goku and Chi-Chi. Yeah, it's made by the same art director. Crazy. It's like Dragon Quest is made by Akira Toriyama.
What are we talking about now?
Dragon Ball. OG Dragon Ball? When they go to the
Oh,
World
Dragon
Tournament?
Quest, you mean?
Yeah, Dragon Quest and Dragon
Oh.
Warrior Monsters is made by Akira Toriyama.
I probably could have guessed that, but I didn't actually know that.
I've told you this like several times.
I knew Chrono Trigger was Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, so is Dragon Quest.
I'm
All
pretty sure I
Dragon Quest.
texted you about it, and I was like, was this Akira Toriyama?
Yes, it is. It is.
I sent you that tweet with the amazing art, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, that frog art is so good. I mean, they're all
Yes.
good, but that frog,
Frog
one
is really
so
good. I like Frog.
It's my new like login profile picture on my computer at home.
Frog's great. Did you like the artist guy I sent you on Twitter?
I probably did. Let me check. I need to check my messages. We've been sharing a bunch of stuff back and forth the last few days.
Yeah.
Follow
us on Twitter if you haven't already, please.
Yeah, genuinely,
Stuff
like,
in the description.
I mean,
We're fun
I'm gonna,
people.
I'm gonna like some political shit. This is not a sanitized public persona situation. This is my
No.
personal Twitter.
No. I am a fucked up individual, and you're gonna deal with it.
I promise not to like any porn on this account.
I don't promise that.
Yeah.
I kid.
I follow at least one or two people that I'm like, I really wish they wouldn't like that shit. And I'm like, because I like their stuff and they produce lots of good stuff that I want to see, but then they also like porn. And I'm just like, I need you to not do that. Like, I look at Twitter at work. I need you to not be doing that.
Yeah. The only thing I like is usually a certain cosplayer or two that I follow. And I usually don't try to like her more risque stuff just because of that reason.
The one I'm thinking of, it's a guy who makes these really funny Fire Emblem comics. I think I've shared one or two of them in Skype chat before. But he also draws porn for a Patreon. Like,
Well, I mean,
he
it
draws
makes
funny comics.
it makes
and then
insane money. So
right. But the thing is, every now and then he will like outright porn, and I'm just like, I just wish that you didn't,
please,
because I really like your funny Fire Emblem comics.
Please stop, sir.
I don't need to see the other stuff. Which artist are you talking about? Because I'm looking back a little bit.
Moxie, I believe, is who I linked you.
This would have been a little while ago.
It was last week when you guys were on vacation.
I'm seeing stuff way older than that. Okay, so did you at me or did you send me a message?
I think I added you.
Okay.
I believe.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. You sent me a Zero Suit Samus one.
Right, yeah, and if you looked at his other stuff, it's really good.
Yeah.
This guy's weird. I'll make my face smaller.
Oh,
you
right,
can see
anime scene.
Some of the animation stuff. Ooh. But I would have actually watched an anime of this show. It's very
for sure.
good. It's,
Oh yeah.
It's very, very good. I love the animation. Oh wait, is this them? Right? Yeah, it's the mom and dad.
Yeah, okay.
I told you.
You're right. You're right.
Boom.
The moment you said that, I'm like, and I think the other one is also maybe dad.
I forgot
But
about
I do
that
think
one.
I think they're already dead. Like they were being controlled, and then I think they're already dead.
You might be right.
And they don't save them. Like they still they're already dead.
They're
they
dead.
they turn into dust or whatever now.
Your arm is creepy.
But look,
be fair.
Mine are the same.
Moxie,
See?
this artist is
And there's more.
good.
Did you know?
I like his stuff. His
I
stuff is
can't
pretty
figure
cool.
out. I can't figure out what I
They're proof of the joy you'll bring the world.
do and don't like.
I like his more anime style stuff more than like his like other things.
There's some. I like the cutesy stuff, and then I like.
So as long as you
He does
both
like
work
this
together-
smash.
There's a weird middle ground that I don't like. Like,
Yes,
go all in on the
I
anime
think-
or
I think
go
I-
all in on the cutesy.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I think there's one that's like Nessie or Nessa or whatever that's kind of like that style, and it looks a
Yeah.
little weird. I agree
Where
with
it's
that
like
statement.
half cutesy, half anime eyes,
Yes.
and I'm like, I don't.
It's a good thing.
This is not.
Have a proper
Yeah.
handle on any of them.
But I like the cutesy stuff. Like, there's a really funny picture of like a Cleffa using hyper beam or something. And it's like
Right.
it's hilarious and adorable.
Fine, then don't you
I really
guys
like that.
remember
I actually really like that
who
Breloom
are you?
Shroomish one.
Yeah, he does
That's
some
really
good Pokemon stuff. He does some good Smash ones. Like the Smash fashion ones are really cool.
Yeah.
And then yeah, his like other cutesy Pokemons are good. I had the same reaction like with the Nessa one type of thing.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
I think he does some really good stuff.
No, and yeah, he's great. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm might be Joe on Twitter, and I promise not
It's
to
all down below.
like porn.
I promise
Oh,
to
side-
not like
not like-
porn.
Side note, Andrew, did you know that in Hades they added there's romance
Remember?
options?
Why
Excuse me, what? Really?
You're wrong.
There, as far as I'm aware, there are two
Shut the
options.
fuck up. Huh. I know what to do.
Do you want to know what they are?
Kind of.
I believe I'm gonna double check real fast before I'm gonna look just so I believe I am correct here. Oh, interesting. There are three. Excuse me. One of them. What? Okay, one of them is weird.
What?
Well, there were two that I know. I'll start with the one that I didn't. One of them is Dusa, which is the little Medusa head,
That's amazing. She's wonderful.
which is, yeah, I don't.
She's
Oh,
fantastic,
apparently it
though.
also apparently just it also lets you romance all of the people at the same time.
That's even better.
Which, I mean, it's Greek mythology.
That's
Par for
true.
the course.
That's true.
Par for the course. Yeah, Dusa is one of them, which surprises me. Megara,
Oh, the harpy?
the first Fury that you fight,
Yeah. Which
and
is
then
weird.
Thanatos.
You can't do Thanatos. That's great.
I mean, they're like
I got an
buds.
exciting food update for you.
Okay. I'm doing something.
No.
What's your thing?
So you know, Four Guys Bar and Grill?
Yes.
You know how Lupita's closed?
Yes.
They're opening a bistro lunch location where Lupita's was.
Okay, but we're not at work, so it really doesn't matter too much.
I know, I'm just excited.
But I do like Four Guys. They're great. Okay.
Late November, early December.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I guess that was an update that was not needed and could have waited.
Lady Loose.
Um.
Oh, sad
So
news.
Thanatos is pretty great. That's funny.
But yeah, no, he's the other one that you can romance.
He's awesome. That game
That
is
makes
so
sense.
good.
Honestly, that one makes the most sense. Like Zag flirts with Megara a
Yeah.
ton,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he kind of flirts with Thanatos
He
too.
absolutely does.
So like it makes perfect sense.
I mean, the Greeks didn't really care though. They do whatever.
Oh, they were gay as hell.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, look, this is how the Plume Knight and stuff got to be who they are.
Yeah, I didn't know about Dusa. That's actually really funny.
I think Deuce is funny as hell. Holy shit.
Yeah, she is clearly infatuated with you, and you can basically just like
Yeah.
return the feelings.
She's great. That game is good. I booted it up. I realized I'm terrible at it.
Oh, it is
After-
apparently it is platonic with Dusa, but like whatever, close enough.
I'm terrible at it after being haven't played it for so long, and then trying to play it like right in the middle of I was right in the middle of a run when I resumed it, and damn was I bad. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'd like to revisit. I would like to revisit Hades at some point soon, but
But I really do like that game. That game is pretty fun.
yeah.
I do know that I was probably still bad at it before, and now I was just really bad at it. Oh my goodness, can we be done with this cutscene? Holy hell. Holy honk.
Speaking of games that could be anime, I'd also watch Xenoblade anime.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Xenoblade 1 and 2 would both make excellent, like, genuinely would make excellent shows.
Xenoblade would be good. Oh my god, we do have to fight Brandolus.
The only thing, Xenoblade 2 would just have to, like, cut out the entire gotcha summoning blades system and just focus on the story ones. Xenoblade 1, of course, doesn't have that issue, and you could just do the story.
Am I supposed to win this fight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, I can win this fight. This won't be the one.
Yeah.
Do I have haste? Can I do a haste stone?
I think he hastes himself.
I want to haste me.
Oh, well, you can do that, too.
Oh, he dispelled me right as soon as I did it. Okay, well, that's fun.
Yeah, I believe he also hastes himself, and you have to slow him to cancel it.
That's fine. That's fine. I can almost kill him. Like, he has very low HP, but that's okay.
Yeah. At this point, this is not actually...
Oh my god!
Like,
I can't believe I didn't see that before.
What?
Impulse. That's a move from Bahamut. Bahamut does a move called Impulse. It looks
he
exactly
looks
like
kind of like a big Bahamut.
Yeah, he does. Oh.
They're it's the Bahamutian army. They're Bahamutian soldiers.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I'm not saying I made the connection either, but like, yeah, they're the Bahamutian army with the nation of Bahamut, and there are Bahamutian soldiers.
His name
and they
is...
have Bahamutian armor.
His fucking name is King of Bahamut.
Yeah. I don't know where the Brandolus part comes from.
I don't know, man. But I'm just stupid.
You're aware this game also has a Xenosaga reference, right?
No.
It's in the base game too, not even Maxima. There's the final Mirage you can get is a Xenosaga thing.
No, I did not know that, actually.
It's the big mecha robot.
Huh.
I also don't know how familiar you are with the Xenosaga storyline.
Not a lot.
In my reading on Xenoblade, I read a lot about Xenosaga, let me tell you what. There is a reason that Xenoblade games have so much, like, Christian religious symbolism.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
You know how Pyra's core crystal is a cross?
Right, yeah, it looks kind of like
That's not an accident.
Oh, that makes sense.
That is intentional. There's a... In Xenosaga, there's a thing that's basically like the connection to... like an extra dimensional connection to like infinite power. And it oh right, yes, this is what happens.
Yeah, he
and
freezes
it's very
himself.
sad and tragic. Yes. And then credits roll, I think.
Yep, pretty sure.
And then Tama doesn't do the rewind until after the credits. I promise this is super sad the first time.
It really is, but when we're going through
It
it two
actually is-
times...
It is like actually heartbreaking the first time.
When,
Because Lon was by far my favorite.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, and now it's sad, Rain, credits, and Rain just sits in bed crying all the time, and that's the end.
And this is the end. This is the end of the Maxima playthrough. We're done.
Yeah, the end. Everything sucks.
That would suck. No, we'll finish it, but we'll be finishing it soon, so that we'll get to play Dragon Warrior Monsters, not Dragon Quest Monsters. It's not Dragon Quest just yet.
Maybe this weekend we can make sure that you've got the emulator situation worked out.
I'll do some research on which emulator I should be using.
You should just be... honestly, I'm pretty sure the people that make the mobile ones make an equivalent desktop one. And it shouldn't be hard.
I believe so. So.
And I don't think that game has multiple releases?
No, it does not. It has a Japan release and an NA release. That's all. That is literally it. So.
Wait.
to listen to this sad song. Cassandra Morris is in this game. She's
she's Anna Crow. That makes
she's
sense.
Anna Crow. And now she just cries like a little bitch. Because you couldn't stop it. You could do nothing. Sad panda.
So I see something that says the Dragon Warrior Monsters got some type of 3DS something, but it appears to be based more on like a sequel one.
Little teaser.
But it has a
little teaser.
But it has
there.
a bunch of content from the first game.
Little bit of a teasy tease there, saying it was ending. But is it actually ending? You don't know. We'll have to see on next week's episode, because we've been going for 2 fucking hours and we need to be done.
Ish.
My recording says 2 hours.
No, I know. I'm saying we need to be done. Ish.
We're done. We're out of here. Bye. Thanks. Subscribe to the YouTube and the Twitch and the OnlyFans
And the Patreon.
and the Patreon. See my feet. See Joe's feet. I'll send you a picture of my weenus. It's right there. That one's for free. Take care. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.